Welcome to our Week 9 edition of Friday Night Football. I'm Ethan Wiles. We have a packed show in store for you with conference titles on the line, playoff spots up for grabs, and for some, just playing for pride. And it's the final time a lot of these players will put on pads. We're kicking it off with our Game of the Week.
Friday Night Football's Game of the Week is brought to you in part by Feldco, Rockford's home renewal experts.
Belvedere North looking to finish off an undefeated regular season for the first time and win its first outright Nick 10 championship, taking on a 7-1 Harlem team looking to get a piece of that conference title. After stopping the Huskies on fourth down on their first drive, the Blue Thunder go on offense, but they put the ball on the turf. The Huskies coming out strong in this one early, and they would capitalize on the turnover. Darius Foster gets the Huskies on the board with this run. It's 7-0 Harlem. But when in doubt, well, you give it to Ben Bucher. Bucher fights through some tackles, and he ties this thing up at 7 apiece. The cheerleaders and the fans out in full force tonight in pink on a cold night, hoping for a Nick 10 title. Go to the third quarter now. Belvedere North up 21-7, but the Huskies wouldn't go down quiet. Braxton Fawcett finds LeBron McClellan over the middle. He does the rest. Harlem pulls it within just 7. Blue Thunder trying to seal this one up in the third. Andrew Bucci takes the keeper and does what he has done best during his time in Belvedere. He eventually gets dragged down from behind, but sets up B North in prime position. A few plays later, Bucci gives it to Eric Roman, spins out of a tackle, gets in. Belvedere North completes their first ever undefeated season. They win the outright Nick 10 title. They beat Harlem tonight, 42-14. In the Nick 10, Guilford looking for its 8th win in a row and a second-place conference finish, taking on Boylan. In the first, already up 3-0, Grayson Weber hands it off to Chris Porter, and he breaks free for the 40-yard house call. Just like that, the Vikings go up 10-0. It's senior night in Guilford, so you know the cheerleaders wearing their shades. Got to support Guilford, right? Titans looking to answer. Dominic Cacciatore trying to go long, but this one is picked off by Messiah Tilson. He takes it all the way back for the pick six. Guilford's defense coming up big already. Boylan would get the ball back on the next drive. Cacciatore again looking to the air, but this time goes another pick. Cordell Spencer this time. He houses it for back-to-back interceptions, returned for touchdowns. We call those pick sixes. Guilford wins big 52-7, earning a second-place finish in the Nick 10. It's the purple and gold showdown as Hononegah welcomes Belvedere to Kelsey Field, ending the first half with no score, but not too long into the third. Belvedere was hot to trot. Running back and senior Demetrius Hayborn has a need for speed, and the Indian defense can't seem to stop him as he blasts through the end zone. It'll be 8-0 Belvedere. The Indians would have the ball trailing. Tyler Banker, another senior, going to run the ball up the middle, but a few plays later, Drew Shockley throws a pass intended for Logan Wilson, but Belvedere's Nicholas Alvarez is going to come up big with this interception, just shy of the 25-yard line. It was close, but it ain't hunting season just yet. Bucks are going to come out on top, 8-6. And the final game in the Nick 10 features Freeport and East playing out at Pretzel Stadium. East wasting no time on their first drive. Jared Quist plows his way through the defenders, bringing some defenders with him, picking up a huge gain. Freeport would force East to a 4th and 1 at the 5, but Freeport comes up with a huge stop. However, they would punt it right back after a 3-and-out. East would take advantage, marching down the field. They cap it off with a touchdown from Marshine Busby. Freeport looking to get something going on offense, and they get just that. Amari Coleman finds the edge, puts Freeport on the board. East, though, comes back. They pull out the victory 28-20 to East. E-Reds get the win. We've had a lot of good action so far, but we are just getting started. Next up, we head to the NUIC for a couple of big showdowns. Stick around, more Friday Night Football coming up.
You're watching Friday Night Football on Channel 13, WREX. Let's go, Cats! Let's go, Wildcats!
Lena Winslow and Dupec have battled it out for conference titles. This year, they're playing for second place after Stockton finished off an undefeated season with a win over Forreston. Duran Pecatonica Rivermen make the trip to Community Bank Stadium in Lena for the last conference clash between these two teams, and it's Aiden Wild of Lena getting it going for the Panthers in the first half. There he is diving into the end zone for a Panther touchdown. Lena starting off strong and getting ahead of the Rivermen early. Then there's Lena senior Miles Mann hauling in the throw, making his way downfield for another Panther touchdown. Panthers have the lead going into halftime. It's a great atmosphere for coaches and fans alike. Despite the cold temps out in Lena, lots of fun halftime festivities. The Rivermen will not go down quietly though. Coming out of halftime, Lucas Rosso makes the throw to Cooper Hamilton, who breaks free and makes his way into the end zone for the score. The Rivermen score again, but it's Lena coming out on top with this one on their home turf, taking down the Rivermen 40-20. Eastland Pearl City looking for its 5th win of the season to become playoff eligible, taking on Dakota on the Indians' home field tonight. EPC coming out of the gate strong. Draven Zier breaking away from a horde of Dakota defenders to run it in for the Wildcats, and he's going to get in easily for the 2-point conversion as well, as you take a look at it right here to give EPC the early lead. Dakota, though, putting up a fight on their senior night on their home turf. The throw to Jaden Gordon here going to be complete, and Gordon going to gain some ground upfield for the Indians, but they don't convert that possession though, and it's EPC back with the ball. Brecken Hayden, he breaks away upfield and into the end zone to put some more points on the board for the Wildcats. Draven Zier, he's going to be back with another long run in EPC. They do what they did all night long. They run away with this game and into the playoffs, taking down Dakota 53-22. It's been an emotional few weeks for Rochelle, with star running back Dylan Manning still in the hospital after suffering a head injury. The Hubs finishing off the regular season against Waterloo tonight, first drive of the game. Roman Villalobos gets the handoff and gets the Hubs into the red zone. The drive would stall. Waterloo trying to take advantage of that, trying to screen to the right, but Mark Green and Reese Harris are all over that one. Waterloo is forced to punt. Later in the first, Tyler Gensler said his name a lot on this program. He gets the rock. He takes it all the way 30 yards to the house. The Hubs get the win 27-6. We've covered a lot of football so far, but we're not done yet. Plenty more highlights from the Big Northern Conference, plus our play of the week when FNF returns after this timeout.
You're watching Friday Night Football on Channel 13.
Byron is looking to finish off its 3rd straight undefeated regular season and earn a top seed in the playoffs, and they hit the road to face another playoff-bound team, North Boone. Tigers in Poplar Grove to face the Vikings, and they were starting off with the ball. It's Grady Condon. He's going to get handed the ball, and he's going to blast through for a first down. Fast forward to later in the game, the Tigers, they have the ball. Andrew Talbert is going to hand it off to Caden Considine, but the Vikings make a nice stop here. But when things don't work, well, you give it to Caden Considine again. He's going to run it through the middle, pushing against the Viking defense. Hard work pays off, because that right there is a Tiger touchdown. North Boone would get the ball back. Brady Condon's going to hand it to Connor Chamberlain. He carries the ball. Ultimately, the Tigers continue their undefeated streak. 61-7, the final. They win it over North Boone. Stillman Valley needs a win to become playoff eligible. They took on a scrappy Winnebago team at Colborne Stadium. Bago builds on their lead out of half with a touchdown from Caden Langhoff to go up 29-19. Stillman trying to get going on offense, but they wouldn't get much as Winnebago forces them to punt, and their offense wasn't slowing down. Braden Merriman finds some space, and he gets into the end zone to extend Bago's lead. Stillman still desperate to get something going on offense, but Merriman takes that one away. He finds the end zone. Stillman stalls on offense. Winnebago just piles it on in the second half. Jackson Gustafson joins the touchdown party. Winnebago wins it big, 51-25. We finish up with Rockford Lutheran and Rock Falls, both looking to end the season with their first win of the year. Rock Falls up 8-6 in the 4th, looking to add more. Philip Griffith breaks a tackle and breaks free, going all the way for the touchdown. The Rockets go up 16-6 with just 7 minutes to go in the game. Lutheran needs to be just about flawless to come back in this one. Zach Van Blaricom in at quarterback. He heaves it down the field. That one is caught in coverage by Zaid Momin. He strolls into the end zone. Lutheran cuts the margin to just 2 late in the 4th. Lutheran gets the ball back, and Blaricom is going to throw it up again. This time it's going to be Brady Lindsay making the catch. Lutheran takes their first lead of the game with just a minute to go in the game. Now we go to the last play of the game. Rock Falls going to try to come in clutch on 4th down with no time left, but they can't make the play. Lutheran gets the win, and it's also our play of the week. Let's show you that right now. We saw lots of great high school football action tonight, but only one can be our play of the week. We go back out to Lutheran with a huge stop on 4th down, getting their first win of the season. We mentioned it at the top of the show. Week 9 means teams are playing for playoff position, teams are playing for wins, and teams are playing for pride, and that's exactly what Rockford Lutheran did right there, playing till the final whistle. Speaking of the playoffs, the matchups of those playoff eligible teams comes out tomorrow night. We'll have a full recap of where those teams are going, when they're playing, and who they're playing coming up on Monday. It's been a great regular season. Thanks for tuning in all year. We'll have much more playoff action starting next week. I'm Ethan Wiles. Have a good night.